Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to explain how you should prioritize the 18th anniversary event. Before we get into this video, I just want to say this event is probably one of the best events we have seen in such a long time. You might be a little overwhelmed because there is a good amount of stuff to do, but it's not as much as you think. And we're going to get into all of that in today's video as well. So what does this event even have to offer? This event has amazing training buffs, great bossing buffs. It will also have bonk potions to help your legion. If you guys are unfamiliar of what a bonk potion does, it pretty much gives your character 1 to 10 levels on any character that is level 141 or above, all the way to level 200. The bonks aren't available yet, but we'll get into those later. I'm also going to go over the event shop and meso shop. I'm going to explain to you how you should prioritize these shops. I'm going to tell you exactly the rings you should be buying, how you should go about these shops, what's optimal, what's not optimal, because there are right and wrong ways to go about these shops. There are rings that are absolutely going to grief, so stay tuned. We're gonna go over everything, and overall I'm just gonna simplify this event and make it as easy as possible for you to follow. First things first, when you log in, you are going to have to click the yellow star on the left hand side of your screen, click a tree that doesn't grow, click yes. It's gonna move you to Maple Momentree. Now once you're here, you're gonna want to click wreath and accept the quest. Once you accept the quest, it's going to pop up with this UI. This UI is pretty much going to show you all the event buffs you're able to receive, as well as all of the gifts that you're going to receive. The gifts are actually pretty good. This UI also tells you if you have capped coins for today and how many total coins your character has. Now while we're at this UI, let's just talk about what you should be prioritizing for these event buffs. Obviously everyone's event buffs are situational. If you're training, obviously you're going to want to go into EXP gain. If you are wanting to boss, I would highly recommend putting points into boss damage and ignore defense. These event buffs are also account wide, so this is really going to help out if you have boss mules or lower funding boss mules. So if you want to take advantage of that, definitely put points into boss damage and IED. If your boss mules are low on crit rate, put it into crit rate. Once again, these buffs are account wide, so be smart with what points you put into what buffs. I don't recommend putting it into all stats, HP, MP. Those are pretty useless, but if you're in the training mood, normal monster damage, arcane force, and EXP gain is very good. Now that we got the buffs out of the way, when you cap coins, it's going to say 300 out of 300. You're just going to have to open up this UI, click talk. Once you click talk, it's going to unlock the next reward, so on and so forth. Make sure you do this every single day. You are able to cap coins on multiple characters, which is really good, and we're going to talk about the coin shop right now. So one of the reasons why this event is actually extremely beneficial for your overall account is because event stores for the event coins are character bound. It is not account bound, so you can buy these event rings on as many characters as you want on your account. If you want to get these event rings on every single character on your account, you could do that. Obviously I don't recommend doing that, but I highly recommend purchasing these event rings on your boss mules. Or if you're not at the point of wanting to make boss mules, or you just don't have the resources, the funds, the nodes, I would highly recommend getting these rings on characters that you plan to make boss mules in the future. I promise you these event rings are going to fast track your progression, especially on your bossing mules, and we're going to get into which rings to buy and which rings not to buy. Now starting off first, do not buy the adventure deep dark critical ring. Do not buy that ring. It's trash. Don't buy it. Don't waste your money. Do not waste your coins. It is complete garbage. Don't buy it. Now these 4 rings I recommend buying: the Master SS ring, Synergy ring, a Reboot Cosmos ring, and a Reboot Vengeful ring. These rings are all similar to a 17-star ring, but there is a catch. The Synergy ring, you can only equip 5 at a time, so you can purchase 5 Synergy rings, have them equipped on 5 characters, but once you buy that 6th ring, you are no longer going to be able to equip the Synergy ring. So be mindful when you buy these. Make sure you don't overbuy them. And no, I don't recommend buying these on every mule and just unequipping them and re-equipping them when you're done. It's just a pain. I've tried this before. You do not want to do that. Just skip it once you have 5. Now moving on, Master SS ring is very, very, very good. I would buy this one next. 30 stats, 20 attack, 20 magic attack. This ring is very, very, very good as well. And then I also recommend buying the reboot ring and reboot vengeful ring on your mule characters as well. These two rings are pretty much equivalent to a 17-star ring. They're only 1,200 coins. So essentially, if you just cap on Sundays, you just have to cap 2 weeks on a mule to buy this ring. So how I recommend you going about this event, if you are trying to cap on mules or trying to purchase rings on your boss mules, I really only recommend capping on a Sunday, especially if you don't have a lot of time. You get double the coins on Sundays, and that means you only need 2 Sundays per ring. Now you can buy the chaos ring, but I just don't think it's worth 3,500. If you're on your main character, you can buy the chaos ring, but once again, I just don't think it's worth 3,500 coins. I think these 4 rings are a much better option, or at least a Master SS, Reboot Cosmo, and Reboot Vengeful ring. And then just pairing that with a 4th 17-star ring is definitely worth the coins spent. Now in the enhanced tab, this is worldwide, so you can only purchase these throughout the world. So these red flames are 30 flames per world, these E flames 30 flames per world, black flames 20 per world, but these are transferable within the world as well, so you can buy them on any character you want, put them in the storage, but once you buy out the 20, you can no longer buy more. So be mindful where you put these. I recommend putting these on your main as well as the Karma solid cubes. There are droplets. There's only 10 this time, which is unfortunate. They weren't gonna have any, so better than nothing. I do not recommend at all, do not buy the 17-star scroll. I don't understand how it's 7,000 coins. The 17-star scroll is just not worth it. Skip this scroll. I'm telling you, it is not worth your time. Under the growth tab, you can buy 2 times coupons, which are really useful. Trait boost, these are actually really, really useful as well. They essentially give you up to 30 charm, which is actually really useful. Let's say you have a mule and you want to unlock the pocket slot. You can just buy this on a mule character, use it, and it will put you at 30 charm immediately. And then you can equip the pink cup from Pick Bean. This is actually really useful, and I highly recommend doing this and getting this on all of your mules as well. Job advancement coin, this is actually going to be the last job advancement coin we ever see in GMS Reboot. So if you were thinking about buying this coin, this is going to be your last shot at buying it. So if you want a job change, buy it now. Job change now, do not wait, because this is not going to come back. Infinite Revitalizer is actually pretty useful. You can only buy 1 per day, but essentially what this does is it restores 70 fatigue points. So if you're crafting, let's just say Meister rings, for example, you can use this, get back 70 fatigue points. This actually is really useful if you're going for Meister crafting or Meister smithing or Meister whatever in Ardent Mill. So once again, really useful, and it's only 10 coins, so it's super cheap. Everything else, I wouldn't really recommend buying any of this stuff. It's kind of useless. You get 30 nodes, not that many nodes, but it's whatever. 70 coins each. Experience Node Zone for 1,000 coins, kind of overpriced, but once again, I would wait till you get the rings before you purchase nodes. These sacred symbols are actually very useful. I highly recommend buying out these sacred symbols. If you are at level 260 and you are on your main, definitely buy out these sacred symbols. If you're curious on how many, you need around 20,000 tokens to be able to buy out the sacred symbol selectors. If you cap every day, you get around 15,000. So keep that in mind when rationing your tokens amongst your mules. But this is definitely something to prioritize, especially on your main. Sacred symbol selectors are extremely good. They're extremely useful, so you're not going to want to miss out on these. These rarely come into shops, and you can use these on Odium, which is really, really cool. Then obviously we have the cosmetic section. These cosmetics are actually not bad, and they're pretty cheap too. 1,000 coins for a unit damage skin. I highly recommend getting these on second mains or characters that you ever want to play. Boss mules, unit damage skins are always great to have. This unit skin selection box is actually really good. It has a ton of good unit damage skins in here as well, so definitely check this out if you want a unit damage skin. These don't come around that often, so definitely make sure you get one of these unit damage skins on your main if you do like how unit damage skins look. Okay, now that we got the event shop out of the way, let's talk about how you even get coins for this event. So essentially every day you can cap 300 coins. Capping coins takes around 10 to 15 minutes a day. It's not bad at all, super efficient, and you pretty much will finish capping just from doing your dailies anyways, which is one good thing about this event is you're not going out of your way to cap or gather resources for the event. It's pretty much this event that completes itself as you're playing the game, which is amazing. That's why I like this event so much. Another way, we also have this Lady Tirith, defeat moles. This is pretty much like Punch King. This year it's a little bit different. You can do Punch King on up to 5 characters and you can get 2,000 coins per week. You get 2 tokens per 1 point, so you have to get 4,000 total points to be able to get the 2,000 tokens per week. You have up to 5 characters to get 4,000 points, so it shouldn't be that difficult. If you are a newer player, you probably won't be able to get the 4,000 points, but it's all good. No matter what point in the game you are, you should be able to get like minimum 3,000 points, which is still 1,500 coins, which is really good. Definitely want to make sure you are doing this Punch King every single week. Now moving on, another way to get tokens is by talking to the old man Herman memory token shop. Essentially this is going to be a puzzle game. It's super straightforward. It is very easy. I'm gonna leave a cheat sheet in the description. Pretty much you just match puzzle pieces to the correct spot. It takes about 3 minutes per puzzle and you have to do 4 puzzles per week, 12 minutes per week. It is super easy, super simple. Once again, this event is very time friendly. It does not take that long at all to get tokens, and the good thing about this year is it's weeklies instead of dailies. Now from this you can get 800 tokens per week. Make sure you are doing this for the tokens. Now let's move on to the meso shop. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Unfortunately, this very hurt. I know a lot of people have questions. If you are a newer player and you can't buy this and you just don't have 4 bill, it's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Like, yes, Fairy Heart is best in slot, but just because it's best in slot does not mean that you're not able to do content in the game without this heart. So if you're not able to buy this heart, don't worry, there'll be more events in the future that have hearts. Not sure why they made it 4 bill because it really only hurts newer players, but it is what it is. Obviously, don't buy the Karma Flames, don't buy the Black Flames. The last way you can get coins is from the challenge token shop. Now, this challenge token shop is actually very good, but essentially how you get the tokens is by defeating weekly bosses. Once you defeat weekly bosses, you will talk to Kenley, click I want challenge token. He will give you a list of all the bosses, accept the tokens, and once you get 400, that is the max that you can get per week. Now this challenge shop, you should be able to buy out everything in here. If you are a newer player, definitely prioritize the droplets. Even if you're a newer player, mid-game player, late-game player, prioritize these droplets. But once again, you should be able to buy out this entire shop. And lastly, I just want to talk about the bonks quickly. I know a lot of people had questions like, when are we getting bonks? When are the bonks coming? The bonks are coming in the 2nd week, and make sure you prioritize the bonks, especially if you have lower Legion. This event is amazing for Legion. But yeah, anyways, this was just an event overview and how you should be prioritizing this event. Take advantage of this event, especially for boss mules. I'm telling you guys, this event is so good for gearing up your boss mules with those event rings. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but those event rings actually add so much damage to boss mules. Even if you don't have boss mules or you're not even thinking about boss mules, you can always get these rings on characters you plan to play in the future. Events like this only come around once a year, pretty much, as far as I know, where you can buy rings on as many characters as you want. Usually it's like 1 ring per world. The fact that you can buy pretty much 100 rings from this event and put them on all of your characters is insane. So take advantage of it. If you have the time, definitely consider getting these rings on your boss mules. That's like one of the biggest takeaways from this event. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please consider subscribing. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.